Vijay K. Jain. Is it Jain? Okay.
Jan, like in January.
Jan. Oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it right. We're gonna get this right. All right, Mark, here we go. Hit it.
You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Geraldine Denny.
Good morning, rise and shine. It's a brand new day, and you're tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay. I'm your host, Pastor Geraldine Denny, bringing you hope, faith, and real conversations to start your Sunday off right. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Vijay Jain, an integrative medicine physician who blends traditional Ayurveda with modern science and even psychedelic assisted psychotherapy to promote whole person healing. Dr. Jain and I serve together in the Rotary Club of Flagler County, where service above self is more than a motto, it is a mission. So today we're going to talk about mind, body, and spirit and how faith and science can work together for healing. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned as we continue this conversation. So Dr. Vijay, because that's what you're known, right?
Yes.
That's what we call you at Rotary.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to have you here because you're bringing 40 years of experience in general surgery and all kinds of other stuff. And right now, my throat's a little scratchy. I don't know what's going. The allergies are a mess. I know you have a holistic plan for that, right?
Absolutely.
So how did your background and faith influence your approach to healing?
Right. So my journey into medicine started when I was 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
I had a typhoid fever, and my parents took me to a physician who gave me antibiotics, and I got better. I'm talking of 1958, 59. Antibiotics had just come on the scene. And I was so impressed with my physician that I got the same suit as he was wearing.
Oh, did you?
And I have a picture when I was 8 years old with the same suit which he had on. And I said to my parents, I want to be a doctor.
Wow.
That day, 8 years old. Coming forward and, through several years of education, I went into medicine, succeeded. Then I went into surgery, and then I started practicing surgery. I think from childhood and being from the eastern part of the world,
Mm-hmm.
I knew there is something higher than the doctor or surgeon to cause the healing. Because even as a surgeon, I practiced 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I suture up the patient and somehow it heals.
That's true.
I didn't
right?
do anything to heal it. It is the innate power within ourselves which causes healing. And what is that power within us? That power is that unseen part of us which is always there with us. That awareness which is the source of healing. The healing does not take place at the body level. Healing takes place at the mind or at the spiritual level. So that is what got me interested in learning more than modern medicine to find out how I can explore that possibility.
So what exactly, I tried to pronounce the word before the show, Ayurveda?
Yes.
Is that it? Exactly what is that? And how does that differ from Western medicine?
Yes. So Ayurveda is made up of two words etymologically. Ayur means life. It's a Sanskrit word, and Veda means knowledge. So it was an ancient system which was not interested in medicine. It was interested in prolonging life. It was interested in living your life to the fullest potential you have. And the system developed as a corollary, the medical part of it developed. But Ayurveda initially was the knowledge about how life works. What can you do to increase your longevity without disease? That was the initial part. And how does it differ from modern medicine? So the main difference between two is the definition of anatomy. In modern medicine, we define a person by his body parts. We have only a physical aspect of a person. We Whatever we can see, hear, smell, taste, touch is real. Whatever we cannot do there, that is not part of that person. So modern medicine is based on observation. So is science. But modern medicine is based on observation, and whatever we cannot observe is not there. So the anatomy in medicine is about describing different parts of body, anatomical parts. In Ayurveda, we say that the tangible part of our existence, which is the physical body, is only a very small fraction of who we are. Our mind, our emotions, our aspirations, our belief systems, our memories, our history has a much bigger influence on our physical body
Then we
than
know.
we know. And modern medicine ignores that fact and it says, well, we should be able to fix your physical body regardless of what your emotional status is. It does not happen. So that is the first difference. Of course, it goes further, and Ayurveda says not only the mind has influence on the physical body, but the spirit has influence on the mind as well as the physical body.
And that is so true. A few years ago, I was in the hospital with a kidney stone, and apparently it was stuck, and I was so very close to sepsis. I didn't know this until my doctor came and they told me all this stuff and everything. I knew something was wrong, and it wasn't my body that told me something was wrong. My spirit told me something was wrong.
Exactly.
I knew it, and I knew something was wrong, and because I got a sharp pain, but you get a little sharp pain before, but I knew instinctively it was something else. It was the Holy Spirit telling me that. So I'm in the hospital. They do all this other kind of stuff, and the Lord told me I was going to stay overnight in the hospital to pack a bag. I mean, I knew all these things ahead of time, but while I'm there, the doctor comes through, and they were expecting me to be laid up in the bed, all out of it. And they said, how are you able to move around and do these things? I said, because my body listens to what I tell it to do. And they were looking at me like I was crazy. So I was declaring healing over my body.
Exactly.
And I guess they're used to people just going in. If I believe the report of the doctor, if we all believe the report of the doctor, what they could see, I don't think any of us will have any type of healing in our body at all. But what are some of the common conditions that benefit from this type of integrative approach with mind, body, and spirit, bringing lasting wellness?
So I would say that if I had a broken leg, I would go to the hospital to get it fixed. The modern medicine is very good in structural problems. So if I have a structural problem, I'll go there. But if there's a chronic problem, our mind is intimately involved in our chronic structure, chronic pain, chronic diabetes and high blood pressure and heart disease and cancer, autoimmune conditions and complex skin conditions. All these have so much of overlay of the mind. So I don't even call body as body alone. I call it a mind-body complex. Unless you deal with both of them, you're not going anywhere. And in Ayurveda, we believe that our physical existence is about 1% importance because it can be changed. Our mind is much more shelf life and our spirit is eternal. So if we apply those principles, we change our thought pattern because thoughts is what leads to physical body.
Oh, I believe that. I mean,
So,
even in the hospital now, they tell people to have positive
yeah,
thoughts, think positively. But it used to not be that way. I mean, you've been in medicine for 40 years. When you started out talking about this, people probably thought you were a kook.
yeah,
They did.
absolutely. I mean, you, I, I shouldn't say that, but medicine is like being in mafia. Either you're in or you're out.
Okay,
There's
gotcha.
no in between. So you follow the protocols, you follow what is accepted treatment. Otherwise, you get sued.
We saw a lot of that during COVID.
Yeah,
People were not following what they called protocols,
yeah,
started going off script, using other medicines or other things that was not prescribed for that.
yeah,
And I've seen doctors get in trouble going, oh, no, that's not the protocol.
yeah.
This is the protocol.
Well, I stayed out of the protocol
You stayed out of the protocol?
because I mean, if you are very sick and you need to have oxygen, that's fine. But I think most of it was very badly managed. I don't think we'll get into the politics of that, but
Right,
it was very badly managed, uh, you know, overall.
right. So how can patients balance what we call a modern medical treatments with natural practices responsibly? I mean, I know someone right now who's completely afraid of going. Sorry, Mark. My allergies. I'm having postnasal drip. So this is crazy. Okay. Here we go. I know someone right now who refuses to go to the doctor. They did one of those colonoscopy test things at home where you take your stool and send it in, and the doctor's saying, you need to come in. You need to come to the doctor. We found blood in there. There's issues. There's problems. And he refuses to go. He's not going to get his colon checked. He don't want anybody messing with his backside. He doesn't care about any of that.
Okay, so I'll answer this in a two-way
Okay.
answer. One is that is preventive in nature, is that we change our thought pattern. But what does it mean? Our thoughts are derived from our past experiences. So when we have a particular thought, it has a basis in the past experience. We need to remove the past experiences. That means my thoughts, my concepts, my memories, my belief systems, and belief systems prevent us from doing stuff. So, first thing is to be dismantle those belief systems, that false ego, which we think we are, and we go beyond that to create the right thought for our survival, and that comes from the spirit. That does not come from mind or from the body. To do that, we need to go beyond the mind, and that is called meditation. So, meditation is the strongest way to prevent disease. Now, coming to the second part of your question, what do you do when a person has a problem? I truly believe that the answer is in the integrative approach. So, this person needs to have a colonoscopy because that Cologuard is positive. He needs to find out why. There may be a polyp there which may be removed just by colonoscopy. So I do not throw away the good medicine with the bad.
Gotcha.
Okay? We need to take what is good in system. And that is my approach, is that I use integrative techniques to create a better atmosphere for people to heal. So if he has a polyp, we remove it. But then we proceed with how do we prevent further polyps? How do we prevent further diseases? There is a lifestyle, the diet,
That
the
makes sense.
sleep, the
Positive thinking.
yeah, positive
meditation.
thinking, the exercise, and
Exercise.
all those things make a lot of difference. And we go into all of that plus herbs, and supplements.
All right. Well, this segment is brought to you by our amazing sponsors, Great Eagle Strategies, equipping leaders with excellence and strategy for success, Gerald Ministries, where faith meets action, Church on the Rock, your family home church, and Judah One Aviation, taking missionaries and ministry teams to the nations. All right. You're listening to Pastor Jay. We'll be back in just a moment. Drops are not doing anything at all. Okay, let's get back in before I start going another coughing thing. How much time I have so I can kind of get an idea? Okay, all right. Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Today with Pastor Jay, and we're going to continue our conversation today with Dr. Vijay. So you've explored psychedelic assisted psychotherapy. Now, when I think about psychedelic, I'm thinking mushrooms or something or whatever. So how do you see it helping those dealing with trauma or depression? And are we talking about mushrooms?
Absolutely.
I've never eaten a mushroom. I don't know anything. I'm not a good person for people to try to. I don't do
Right.
anything that's going to alter me. I'm out.
Yeah, so we are talking of magical mushrooms, which have
Ooh, magical
psilocybin
mushroom.
is the active ingredient in them. We are also talking of ketamine, which is a hallucinogenic and a psychedelic, which we use in surgery
I'm
for
about to
putting
say
people
that
to
stuff
sleep.
like that.
Yeah.
Usually-
And then we use different ayahuasca and a lot of other products in the same family. So we have a lot of those things have been investigated. The investigations were stopped in 1960s, 70s by Nixon. I think President Nixon blocked it. They made it a level 1 DEA
Wow.
had to approve it. So they became illegal. But people still wanted it because there were so many reports of treating anxiety, depression. They continued their research. So research has been continued for last 70, 80 years. And there are a lot of publications which are under, they are not legal publications, but there are a lot of very good spokespeople for this thing. So psilocybin, magic mushroom, has been shown to be effective in chronic depression, which has not responded to medical treatment. That is what the current saying is. But I believe that you can use it in chronic depression regardless of whether they've used other things or not. That's my personal belief.
Because you've seen it work.
It works. It can, one sitting can last up to 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, without any other treatment. But see, people don't realize that it is a protocol based.
Right.
So you have to do a intake, take history of what are we dealing with, what are we going to explore during this sitting. So you take the complete history, the childhood history, any traumas, and all those things. Then you decide between the patient and yourself as to what you want to work on in this particular sitting. And then that particular sitting, you explore that particular aspect of it. And then there are 2 sessions or 3 sessions afterwards to, discuss what they experienced during that sitting. So it is a 5 therapeutic sessions, and I work with a psychotherapist who works with me on this. I do the sitting, and they do the psychotherapy.
That's impressive. So what role does community play in healing the whole person? Let's shift a little bit because community has something to do with it, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Community support, social supports, family support is extremely important. The loneliness is one of the biggest cause of depression in the United States. If you look at it, the older people over the age of 65, loneliness is the number 1 cause of depression. So having a support from family and community is very important. And of course, people, when they are in pain or chronic diseases, they lose that faith,
Ah,
which is very important, because faith does not mean that you believe in certain belief system. Faith means you know that there's a higher power which can help you go through the disease process or your life. So that's where we use it.
how do you see the Rotary Club service above self aligning with your medical philosophy?
I, I've been Rotarian for last 35 years.
I did not know that.
Yes, I was in Cincinnati in the Rotary Club. And when we moved to Florida for a few years, I had some medical issues, so I didn't join. But then I joined after I got better. So, and that was the reason why I went into integrative medicine, because to heal myself, uh, to learn about mind, body, and spirit. So I've been Rotarian for about 35 years, and I have seen what good it does in the community. It it really helps people who need help in the community.
That's true.
And I think if we can avoid loneliness and isolation of people with chronic diseases, not having a path to healing, because healing does not occur at the body level, as I said, it occurs at the mind and spiritual level. So if we can bring those things, that doesn't mean that your body will heal of stage 4 cancer, but it can. It just means that your mind is healed. That is healing. Your body may not last for, body is temporary. You may,
That's true. Very true.
and your spirit lasts forever. So that is the way I would see it.
All right. Well, today's episode of Today with Pastor Jay is brought to you by Gray Eagle Strategies, Gerald Ministries, Church on the Rock, and Judah One Aviation. So, family, if you missed an episode of Today with Pastor Jay, don't worry. You can catch any show anytime at todaywithpastorjay.com. Just click the podcast link or follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. I don't know. My allergies are.
I'm going to
What
talk
can I
to you
use?
about it.
Let's talk about my postnasal drip. How do I dry myself up?
Right. So
Real quickly, because I got to go back in. Well, let me
Well,
finish
we'll
the
do
show.
it afterwards.
Let's finish the show, and then we can
yeah.
go back. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Today with Pastor Jay. So we're going to close today's discussion. And you guys are not going to be able to hear this on the radio, but if you follow me and watch me on social media, you're going to hear Dr. Vijay's response to my coughing and my allergy issue, because I'm asking him for a holistic way of taking care of that. But for right now, how does your faith guide you as a physician?
Well, I'm just a tool in the hand of this higher power, whatever you believe in, to guide me to do the right thing for the patient. So I truly believe that I never take credit and I never take blame, because it's not me who's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the way it guides me. And when I believe in something higher than me, helping me to help my patients, the results are always good.
What principle reminds you that healing comes from God? I mean, because there's got to be a principle that you go, and this isn't me.
Yeah.
This is a higher
So
power.
the way I think it, I believe, is the healing comes from within, and God is within you.
Amen to that. That is so
That is the
true.
way.
You know, if you could leave our listeners with one truth about integrative health, what would it be?
Don't give up.
Oh, I like that.
Keep on exploring alternative methods. I know there is a lot of scam and a lot of people who want to cheat you, but listen to some of the experts in this field. I'm right now reading a book on biohacking for longevity. It's by Dr. Peter Diamandis, which is longevity guidebook, how not to die of something stupid.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it, and I'm learning because I want to be a student my whole life. Keep on learning new things. That's how I learned about psychedelics. I belong to a couple of indigenous groups who practice this, so I can practice through their
Right.
uh, association. So keep learning. Don't give up. There is an answer somewhere.
I love that. I love that. And thank you so very much for being on the show. This has been fantastic. I learned a lot and I'm still learning. And even though you retired, you're still not retired. Apparently, you're still practicing some things. So I want to thank you. And I'll see you at Rotary next week. All right, guys. Dr. Vijay reminded us today that true healing isn't just physical, it's spiritual. And when we tend to the heart and soul, the body follows. So I leave you with this today. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? Maybe today you choose to slow down, to pray, to meditate, to care for your mind as much as your body. Until next time, I'm Pastor Jay, and this has been Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio. God bless you. Rid of this
All right.
post-nasal drip. Everybody are listening now. The people on the radio are not going to hear this part.
All right.
All right, so I am a chronic allergy sufferer
Mm-hmm.
year round, and something's irritating me. I think I'm allergic to grass, dust, all kinds of stuff.
So allergies is a body's reaction to some foreign particles.
Okay.
Okay. Now, because it's a chronic issue, I mean, it was an acute issue, I would deal with it differently. But because it's a chronic issue, that means there is some kind of toxins in your body. Your body is trying to eliminate. And these symptoms are indication that there is a underlying toxicity in the body.
That makes sense.
So that means I need to take your history, see what kind of diet, what kind of sleep pattern, what kind of relationship. I need to know
All that
who
stuff.
Dr. J is.
Okay. You know, it's interesting because I started an anti-inflammatory diet and it actually worked.
Yeah.
It really does work.
So which anti-inflammatory diet are you taking?
Well, I just changed my eating habits.
Okay.
So I stay away from like white stuff, like pastas and breads and
Yeah.
all
But
types of things that
anti-inflammatory
inflame your body.
diet was initially started by Dr. Andrew Weil
Really?
in Tucson, in Arizona. And I've studied with Dr. Andrew Weil.
This is getting good, guys.
Yeah. So anti-inflammatory diet, what he subscribes is mostly a plant-based diet
That's correct.
with salmon, sardines, some fish, which is, again, he specifies that the fish has to come from a glacial river.
Oh my goodness. I hadn't gone that far, guys.
Okay, so but otherwise plant-based diet
Right.
is the least toxic because you're not killing an animal to feed yourself. And humans do better with plant-based anyway because they're the least inflammatory. If you want to know, milk and milk products are the most inflammatory.
That is so
Cheese.
very true.
Cheese.
That's my biggest. That's probably what's going on with me right now. Cheese. I like cheese. I'm supposed to stay away from cheese.
So what happens
Look at
is,
this. See that little part right there?
yeah, what happens is
Eczema.
when you
Well, everybody goes, now she diagnosing herself on the radio.
what happens is that your body cannot digest especially the milk and milk products made in this country because they're toxic.
I'm going to have to get rid of cheese.
So cheese is more.
I did get rid of milk.
Cheese.
I got rid of milk
Okay, cheese is more
a
addictive.
few years ago.
Cheese is more addictive than cocaine.
Cheese. My daughter is watching this or listening to this because I'm gonna tell. She named her dog Brie after Brie cheese. She loves cheese. I'm gonna tell
Now,
her that.
when we go to Europe,
Oh my
cheese is
goodness.
much better.
That's
Here, because the way the cows are brought up and the antibiotics and the pesticides and the food they are given, I mean, I can go on because we are eating tertiary food in this country. So there is a difference between primary food, secondary food, and tertiary food.
I'm going to have you back on. We're going to talk about food again. But thank you, Dr. Vijay. Guys,
Okay.
we're going to end this. This is getting good. We're going to have him back and talk some more about this.